Greetings, Islam, Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum, Namaste, and all the many words of peace throughout all the human family. I am Brother Fonte L, and today we're going to discuss digital assets as inheritable property, trust, and estate management. I'll wait till people fill the room. Thank you for coming out today. Greetings. Thank you for coming out today. Give me just a moment. Okay. Yes, today we're going to be discussing, thank you everyone for coming out. Greetings to you all. Today we're going to be discussing XRP and other digital assets as inheritable property and how to manage the beginning of how to manage a trust and estate, because many of us are going to hold through this and we're going to be made very wealthy. So we're going to have to be able to manage our estates. Have you ever wondered why so many actors or basketball players or sports players as a whole, why they always wind up broke? Many of them have money managers and they still wind up broke. You want to know why? Because they were not cognizant of law and they were deemed incompetent and someone robbed them of what was theirs and what they worked hard for. Thank you, no problem. I love doing this. We're going to go back to this again. I love digital things. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love digital assets. I love computers. I love anything to do with digital, but nothing I love more than a physical book. If anyone here has ever read Animal Farm, if you haven't, you should go and read it because it tells you of these times. It says, no animal shall sleep in the bed. But then when the animals come back out and read what's on the side of the barn, it changes. And digital things can be changed right before your eyes. That's the beauty of the blockchain. It will protect you in many ways. But still, there are some digital things that can be changed. I'll give you an example. My wife and I ordered from a restaurant that we spend actually thousands of dollars with this restaurant. And usually we order through Uber Eats. In this particular instance, Uber would not deliver to us because we live in the country. I have an orchard and a vineyard. So, they don't like delivering out here. They say it's beautiful when they come out here, but the distance is a problem for the amount of money that they make. So, in this particular instance, my wife decided to go to the restaurant physically, but they did not know that I had a blockchain card. I have a crypto.com card, which if you are interested, especially after this story, you might want to be. You can find the referral code as a vetted link underneath the my description here, in the description, I should say. Well, we went to the place. I gave my wife my crypto.com card. She went inside to pay for the purchase. We already called in our order. And I'm in the car on my phone watching the crypto.com application. And during that time, the guy, whoever was there, swipes once, swipes again, and I could see it almost simultaneously on the ledger. And then they swipe the third time, which is actually the charge for the food that we were there to purchase. But the other two charges said deposit. When my wife came out, I said, why were we billed 3 times? And she said, I have no idea, but I did see the guy swiped twice before he swiped for the purchase. And I waited a little bit to see if it would, the charge would be reversed, but it wasn't. So I called the restaurateur and I said, hey, I order from you guys all the time. I spend lots of money with your restaurant. I patronize your business. But the other day, my wife in there came in physically. And when she did, the card was swiped 3 times. And I explained what happened. I said, why was a deposit in the amount of $24.58 totaling 2 amounts taken out of my card? And he stuttered. It was stuttering really bad. And he was like, I'll give you $15. And I'm like, $15 for taking $24.58? That doesn't work. And they're like, I said, I could see it on the blockchain. I said, I have a special card. I have a crypto.com card, and I can see when you make an entry into the ledger. And he was like, I can give you $15 if you come in. I'm like, no problem. So I ordered again, just because there was an accident, no problem. And when we went there, I said, may I use your restroom? They said yes. My wife was finalizing our transaction that we called in again. And when she got to the part where she was asking for the $15 credit, there was a minor discrepancy. But I started telling them, I said, hey, there is no discrepancy when I pull out this ledger. And I can go to Yelp or something and take a photograph of the ledger and post up there, and show that you have taken extra money from my card. So he happily gave me $30. I love the power of the blockchain. It is the blockchain that will prevent wars. Because if not, nation amongst nation will be fighting each other. But in this instance, these are corporate nation states would be fighting each other. They need that ledger. But let's get back to trust. Let's get back to digital assets and their inheritable nature. So we're going to talk about, first of all, there are two types of inheritable property. And everyone should know this. That's why I go back to this again. You got to be competent, because someone can change something right in front of your face. So that's why you want the real thing. You want this book right here. You want the Black's Law Dictionary. This is the 6th edition, and I like to promote it because it has a lot of knowledge in it, and it's not unabridged. Anything that's unabridged to me is trash, because they've taken away all of the knowledge that you're going to need in order to protect yourself from color of law, that which is given the semblance and appearance of law without legal right. You're going to have an attorney at law to call you out of your name and tell you you're some type of armchair attorney because you're studying law. You better be studying law. Stand before any tribunal and see what they tell you to your face. They'll say, ignorance of the law is no excuse and no defense. So you better be knowledgeable of law, at least to the point of protecting oneself, especially when it comes to your physical person and your property. Two types of property here. We have corporeal and incorporeal. It's important to know this. Corporeal, what does that sound like? Like a corpse. The body, like Corpus Christi, the body of Christ. That's what that means. Corporeal. And so they have also incorporeal. Let's talk about corporeal. Corporeal, what would be considered as corporeal property? For example, corporeal, body, something material. A house, a chair, gold coins, this table here. If I want to pass on an antique to someone, like a box, a beautiful something or another, that is something physical, corporeal. So it's important to know that. Here today, as we're discussing this is not legal or financial advice. This is simply to give you muse towards the ideas that you can think about this, because many a basketball player, football player winds up broke, and he had a financial advisor. He also had a legal team. But he just was taken for advantage because he did not know how to manage his or her own estate, which is very important. Incorporeal. Now, this is when we start talking about digital assets. Incorporeal. Let me tell you what's the cryptocurrency or digital assets will be considered as incorporeal. You can't touch them. You can't touch them. A node is incorporeal. You can't touch it. But you know that you receive residual digital assets from owning it. That's the two types of property. That's an example of that. Let's see what we got here. Thank you for coming out today. I appreciate everybody. I want those. Hey, that's what. No problem. I want to give them to you too. Thank you for helping me build up my channel with me. As I said before, it's not so much about the finance. If I do get that, that's just an extra. I am truly here to help anyone in the human family to do better. And it also betters me as a human being. So thank you for coming out. So let's talk about when a man dies without a will or a trust. Here it is. It says, in ancient times, and today as well, because that which was always will be. It says, in ancient times, when a man dies without a will, it should say, or trust, he dies intestate. That's what that means, intestate. What it basically means, he dies not a man, without his testicles. And it also does not exclude women. It says this does not exclude females, as females are first men as womb man. So this is very important. So if you know someone, if you have property and you do not have a will or a trust, it's saying that you are not a man within the bounds of law. You have no testicles. That's what it means. It's sad, but it's just the truth, and I'm here to deliver that to you. I hope that we're finding some type of information that will help us here today. I'm going to move forward. The elements or parties to the trust. We have a settlor, a trustee, and beneficiaries. Now, these are very important words to know. That means that you should be getting a law dictionary or look at the free online dictionary in the legal section that you may better educate yourself about these. Because I'm not here to help you to make the trust. I'm here to give you the idea of the foundation of building, the notion of starting to do this, because it's important. It says the settlor, the trustee, and the one or more beneficiaries. So basically, you are building a contract. This is a contract. And you also need to learn the elements of a contract, because if you've never understood or read the elements of a contract, I can all but guarantee you've been ripped off. Cable bill is not a contract. It's de facto. It's what is called an adhesion. A light bill, it's an adhesion, meaning you sign this and we give you the rules. But in this particular instance, I'm going to teach you to be more cognizant of law that you may protect yourself. Not an armchair attorney, because they'll make fun of you because they want to fill their pockets with money when you better be knowledgeable. You can hire somebody. You can hire an attorney at law and give him instructions as to what you wish for him to do. Or he may do what he wants to do if you did not give him instructions. We'll move forward. You should know what type of trust that you want. Should know what these words mean. Let's go over here. Let's go to the dictionary. We have hereditatements. Very powerful words. Hereditatements. Property that can be inherited. That's what hereditatements means. That's very important. Okay, we're going to go over here to the word grantor. Grantor, settlor, they all mean the same thing. It says an individual who conveys or transfers ownership of property in real property law. That's very important. So you should know that. So that's a grantor, settlor, same thing. So who would be the individual? Who's going to be granting? That means that's you. So we're going to go further here. We're going to talk about let's see what we got here. The trustee. The trustee. Let's see what the trustee is. It says an individual or corporation named by an individual who sets aside property to be used for the benefit of another person. That's a powerful word, benefit. So if you don't know how to discern what you want done, someone else will do it for you. And what someone else thinks of for your benefit of your heirs might not be what you feel is just. So you need to make sure it is written out. It is your birthright to do so, and it is very important if you don't do it, because remember, that means you will have died intestate. Let's move forward. It says, I'll read that part again. Trustee, an individual or corporation named by an individual who sets aside property to be used for the benefit of another person, to manage the property as provided by the terms of the document that created the arrangement. Arrangement? What is an arrangement? Let's look at an arrangement. Trust me. Let's go over here to legal. Legal. Arrangement is synonymous with contract. It's exactly what an arrangement is. It's a contract. That's the agreement. I don't know why they don't have it here at this time here, but you can go look it up on your own. An arrangement is simply a contract. That's what it means. So you have to put forth the terms that you want to in a specified manner that people understand exactly what you want. Because if not, someone else will do it for you. You don't want someone else managing your estate when you're here and not here, because everyone's not going to look out for you. I go back again to a mini entertainer or someone else who no longer is wealthy. That person didn't just all party their money away. Trust me, they didn't. That means they were getting some advice and they didn't know how to manage their estate, so someone was doing it for them by taking a little bit off the top to a whole lot. Let's go back further. Now we talk about the beneficiaries. The beneficiaries. Now this is for the whole reason why you're doing it. The beneficiaries. It says one that receives a benefit. It could be your daughter, it could be your wife, it It could be your husband. It could be your children as a whole. It could be a cat if that's what you want to do. But this is what we have to think about with regard to our digital assets, because we're getting ready to be made extremely wealthy. This is the world's largest wealth transfer. And so we're a part of it. Wealthy men do wealthy men things. So have you ever seen, you got the British men, they sit there with their big old white mustaches and their pipes, they sit there, and what's in the background? What's in the background? In their little smoking rooms, books, whole bunches of books. Downton Abbey, what's in the background? Books of knowledge of managing a state. And so you're getting ready to be the new 1%. We say it all the time. Shout out to Big Brother Bags, who says it all the time. We're the new 1%. So you need to start thinking like the new 1%. You need to start finding out how you're going to properly manage your estate. So you must educate yourself first before you let someone else manage that which is yours. We're going to go further. It says the recipient of funds, property, or other benefits as from an insurance policy, that's important too, or trust. So you're going to have to fund this trust for the sake of the beneficiaries. And you're going to have to find a trustee, someone of whom you can trust that's going to manage these affairs if you are no longer in this life. But you are to manage them while you are here. You must decide if your trust is to be revocable or irrevocable. That means that, can the trust be altered or changed? Maybe there's an economic collapse happening and you're no longer in this world, and whoever's managing the trust must make a hasty decision that must protect the assets that you have left your family members. Maybe the digital assets in the trust have to be migrated. So these are important things. Let's see what we have here. Everybody, thank you for coming out. I do appreciate everybody for giving me this opportunity. I look at it like an opportunity that I get to help people to at least think of these ideas. I'm not putting down any attorneys at law, but I will tell you one thing. You must be an attorney in fact. Go look up what that means. An attorney in fact. Because a turn means to turn over your property to someone else. That's what a turn means. It means to turn it over to someone else. So why would you are you going to just give someone your car to use for the day? You win big in this digital asset race, and you got a Lambo now. and are you going to let someone use it without permission? Or you give them permission? Don't you want to trust who that person is? I personally am not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy that. I'm a little different. I'm more of a Prius type of person, or an electric vehicle type of person, where I'm just more low key to manage my estate a lot differently. I like to be more laid back with it. But my whole point is, you're not going to just let someone use your car like that without knowing who they are, because cars take on how the person is who drives it. They're grinding on the gears and on the transmission, so on and so forth. So you have to know who's going to be driving your car. That's my point. My point is, this is very important for you to know how to manage and steer your own ship before you turn anything over to someone else. I'm not going to make this a super long video, but I'm giving you something to think about, because many people have asked me about trust and their formation, and they are very important to digital assets. I'm not telling you not to seek legal advice. What I am telling you is, you yourself better be cognizant before you turn over your finance to anybody. Just like, not your keys, not your crypto. If someone else gets a hold of your estate, they can manage it how they choose, because you weren't cognizant enough to realize you even had an estate. So now it's time to manage it. Yes, we are the new 1% all day long. Let's get it. Thank you for watching. I'm Brother Fonte SL. I would like for you to check out crypto.com if you don't have a card. I like crypto.com. I've had it for a while. I have a great ability of getting in on things at amazing entry points. And crypto.com, to me, it's awesome, and I love their DeFi wallet. If anyone has not witnessed the power of compound interest, you certainly should. Compounded interest is brilliant. Just like Albert Einstein mentioned, you can prosper greatly. They have a great DeFi wallet. You should check it out. But first, before you do that, you should have a Crypto.com card. Every time I swipe, I get Crow back. That's a great benefit. It really is. And it offers other perks depending on the tier that you have. So my referral code is in the bottom of the description there. Also, if you need any XRP or any other hard to find digital assets, you can find them at nodeonboarding.io. They have a swap there that can easily help you out. There are other links in the description. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everyone in the room. I appreciate you. I am Brother Fonte SL, and I can't wait to send someone that 888 XRP. Thank you to all.